So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the philosophical underpinnings related to special education. One of the primary theories is a social constructivist theory, which basically says that really society constructs this idea of differentness. So there's only disabilities because as a society, those of us that may be considered normal, quote unquote, interact with people that maybe have some different qualities or abilities, and so the fact that they're not like us makes us see what's going on with them as a disability. Very similar to that is the social model, which basically says that society kind of determines really who's going to have access to employment and opportunities and who isn't. And typically people have a disability are going to be at a disadvantage because we're going to limit the types of tasks and duties that they may be able to have. Another area is the medical model, and that's kind of one that in education we're very familiar with, because what we always do is we identify the disability, particularly when we're having an IEP meeting, individualized education plan meeting, and we're saying this is the disability, it's autism, it's this, it's that, and just based on that definition we attach certain deficits to it, and so it helps to kind of codify for people, okay, this is what it means to have this particular disability. So that's kind of one that we're all very familiar with if we're involved in public school education. Now the other philosophical underpinning is this idea of the oppressed minority. So just like any other minority group, people with disabilities are oppressed and they're treated as inferior because of their differentness. We also have the independent living philosophical underpinning, which really basically says that people with disabilities have a right to be as independent as possible. They have a right to live their life freely and to be able to take care of themselves if they choose to do that. And lastly, we have the human variation model, which basically says that society really isn't made to deal with differentness. Anytime there's something that's different, we don't know how to react, and we try to find ways to understand it or change it to fit in the paradigm that we think or expect things to be.